Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing today? Hi, J.R. Kirk and Colin and Kaylee, Gustavo, Bill Brothers, welcome. So I must apologize. I may be a little off on my voice today. I spent all of last week pretty much sick, so I'm feeling good now though. It's just some remaining stuff in my sinuses, so hopefully it's not too much of a problem. Where is my mouse? Hi, Hampy Camper and James and Colin, Jokernut, Toho's, Norm, hey Lol, welcome. Hey Techni, Golden Jaguar, how you doing? Mike and Squirrel Brain and Hobbyist Notes, Nathan. Whew. Yeah, so it's been a busy week of not doing nothing, not doing anything for most of it. So, hey, Christian from Copenhagen, pushing plastic. Mr. Clown, it was not monkeypox. It was not COVID either. I had a fever, but multiple tests. My son and I both had it, and neither of us tested positive, so just a regular old bug. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Mark. So yes, Charlie got an extra amount of snuggle time all week. Whew. So due to that, I'm not gonna do quite as much. Like Nevermore is off the table. We're not gonna put Nevermore on this printer. There was no time to prep for that. So we have the early start today. Part of that is it's been very hot here, and I haven't sorted out my AC solution yet. I do have a portable air conditioning unit sitting here pointing at me. It's not on right now. The fan on it is on. I'm wondering if my sound quality is different than normal. How's the music and how's the sound quality? And in a second, I'm going to turn the fan off and see what you think. And then I'm going to turn the AC on and see what you think. So, hi Zenbender. Hey, Phil and Marlon. So let me see. Yeah, there is a little bit of hoarseness to my voice. I get that. Let me turn that off. So I've turned that off. There's no background noise now. It's quite a bit quieter here right now. So we're starting early for a couple of reasons, Todd, and then to give Nero more time this afternoon. He had to change his schedule today, so I have no problems being accommodating for that. One of my potential solutions for the summer may be to start early streams because it'll be cool, earlier in the day, a little cooler, a little easier. So now I've been talking for a minute or so with no fan on. I do have a small fan blowing the morning air into the garage from the door, but are you treating your AC like ES15? Well, now I'm going to turn this on full blast. So this is AC and fan. So let's get that going. So that's a little bit louder. So let's let the lag catch up and see where we're at there. Hey Ray. So when I did some tests on this yesterday because I just got this in here and actually able to exhaust the hot air yesterday, and I could tell a little tone difference in the recorded quality. So it's still sounding good. So if this works, this may be my this summer solution, is to just run this thing pointing at me. Because I feel I'll be plenty comfortable that way. And then wait for the winter when maybe I can get a better deal on some system, or at least it'll be more comfortable for me to install it myself because I'll have to get up in the hot attic. Won't be as hot then. So, plan today. We have the LDO Trident beta kit that LDO allowed me to assemble on stream, report any problems, And we finished that. We printed ABS parts with it last week. We printed these. They turned out pretty good. I have some, I'm pretty sure there's some resonance tuning that needed to be done and maybe some temperature tuning, but otherwise they're very usable parts. Oh, Charlie's fine with the AC. Come here, Charlie. Let's say hi. We get a little Charlie time. So yeah, so we got it printing. So this week we're going to install a couple of the extras. The plan is to install the Stealth Burner fan assembly and the Klicky setup. Oh, I'm yelling over it. Thank you, Mr. Clown. I'll try to control my voice a little more. You're right. I am talking a little louder. So, hi, Scott. I hear you already got your printer. That's amazing. Charlie makes me want to get a second cat. There he goes, going for the Thunderbolt cable again. So last week, folks were talking about the Klicky NG or the Unclicky, those different setups. I wasn't fully familiar. I had some idea of what they are, but I had no idea what the NG was. The Unclicky, I have an idea. Klicky NG, next generation, or I guess a couple of people refer to it as no glue. So that appeals to me. So I wanted to give that a try this week. So I printed the parts, but I have the parts for both setups, so we can switch gears if we want. It's half done already, Scott? Wow. I have not tried Unclicky yet. Ordered my Trident yesterday from 4Bot. Congratulations, hobbyists. Have fun with the build. Just watched your 2.4 video during the whole day and just had some successful QGL runs. Awesome. Good job. DJ Natty. Yes, I was sick all week. I had a fever for 3 days, but not COVID. So some other bug. What do you got there, Charlie? There you go. You can play with that. Some other bug. My son and I both had it. I'm feeling better, but I've still got the residuals. Yes, cooler today, and definitely cooler. I've got an AC unit blowing right at me. Hi, Ari. How you on? You tried the NG, didn't like it. Well, we'll see. It is new. It isn't finalized. It may be a bad idea, but we'll have fun with it. There's a possibility we may not finish today. We have a hard cutoff in 4 hours, but we'll do what we can. We're gonna install Stealth Burner first, and then go on to the Klicky stuff. Hey, Maker Viking. I did not get the AC installed in the garage. I have a portable AC unit that I bought years ago, and I'm hoping that it doesn't completely kill the sound quality. I think some of what you're hearing is probably the noise canceling on that. Some of it is definitely my hoarse, sick voice. Martin was not a fan of the current NG. Good idea. I just thought it was very finicky and difficult to get such a thin amount of plastic to hold strong magnets. Okay. How hot is it outside in C? Don't make me do math. Right now it says it's 80 degrees in Fahrenheit in my garage. It's too early for complex math. To be honest, I like the inductive probe more than Klicky, as there's less to go wrong with it. The Auto Z is nice, but still hit or miss at times. Absolutely. The Klicky or Euclid, any of those are not magic bullet solutions to perfect first layers. So you will be very successful taking the time to set up an inductive probe, just like you would take the time to set up any other solution. Okay, Charlie, you get to go down now, because we have to get going. He'll jump up here if he wants. What do we got here? That's not blowing very... Oh. it's set to, oh, sorry for the back of my head view. It was set to blow 80-degree air. That's weird. We did have a power outage last night, so that might have reset something. Oh, okay. I took the panels off. Didn't want to take that time. Oh, I got to do the top panel. Let me do the top panel real quick. I just wish there was a solution to the first probe randomly being off. Yeah. You want out? I gotta let Charlie out. Go. Submitted my Trident cereal request this week. Happy, hopefully add another one as per your request for more Trident cereals. Awesome. Did you get your serial number? About 100 of them were processed last night. There's a little compression on the sound. You're totally legible. Thank you. I appreciate the tolerance for any little bit of audio issues in the name of staying comfortable. Okay. Top panel off. Now we'll have enough room to work around in here. I did not have any prints going on, Tiger. Do have water today. Lots of water. Lots of cold water. No hot coffee. I already had my coffee earlier, but no extra coffee today. If you don't have a Z pin for homing, then Klicky is better for Z homing than an inductive. I can see that. No response. So 100 were processed, but it didn't catch up. It was just getting closer to being caught up. Martin. Hi, Nuno. Let's see here. Let's shut it down. I'm going to use the screen to shut it down, which is one of the nice things about these touch screens, is you can go into system and do a system shutdown from right there. I need some hot tea. I don't need my core temperature to be any warmer than it is. How's my RC print going? I haven't progressed on it. I didn't do much of anything this week. I tried to get little tiny things done, but... Hey, Tetsu. Hey, Tetsu, are you going to be here a little bit? I can make you... Let's see here. I can't... Hold on a second. I gotta... Here we go. If you ever want to do any of that stuff. There we go. You don't have to be here. I just figured I'd make you a moderator. I think I have all the team that visits as monitors, or as moderators. Oh. Hey, Andres, just checking in. We'll have to watch the recording later. No problem. Thanks for checking in. Hey, 007. This turned off. Okay. Powered off. Let me rearrange some stuff here. I pre-cut the ears off the fan. You've seen me do that half a dozen times. MRRF is next week. I am not ready. And especially since my trip is a little longer than most. I'm doubling up on my events. I'm going to a car event ahead of MRRF, so. Yeah, the bots were really bad on Nero's on Friday. Okay, let's power off. Unplug that. Get this thing into view, and since it's a Trident, we got to change our camera angle. Hi, Nutty. Oh, okay. Don't remove the fan while it's still spinning. That's a good idea. So Murph, as soon as we're done here today, the panels aren't even going back on this. I'm gonna start putting some padding on it and put it in a flight case that arrived, and it's gonna be shipped off to Indiana. So, hi freak. When are you gonna pack up the Trident? 1 week for a cross-country delivery seems not that much time. Well, it's gonna get shipped UPS. So, we think it'll be fine. I did a shipping calculator estimate on it, and UPS reports only 3 to 4 days for delivery, even of a box that size. Gently get this thing off of here. What is it catching? There we go. Yeah, Murph is the 24th to 26th, but we're planning, the goal is to get this thing in UPS's hands by Wednesday. Are you going to raid into Nero Stream at the end of yours? Is that a thing now? If it's a thing, I will. Okay, just taking off the old, we're gonna grab the 4010 fan. We won't need the 4020 fan. Setup is the evening of the 24th. They say it starts at 3 p.m. on the 24th, and people usually stick around until about 10. And they say it goes from like 8 a.m. to midnight on Saturday. So, okay, this is all unplugged, so now we need to remove this stuff. We'll need a little screwdriver for the heater pins. Hey, Kaplan. And then these guys. I have a beta stealth burner with a Rapido right now. I intend to swap to my LDO Voron once the stealth burner release happens. Awesome. Okay, and that pops right out. So now let's switch gears and get the tool head assembled. This, and let's grab the stealth burner front and then make us some room here. What? Got a package from KB3D coming, and UPS shows delayed right after picking it up. Yeah, it depends. I mean, it really depends on what's going on in different parts of the country. And I had two UPS packages delayed by 1 day. From Amazon this last week. I don't know what's going on, if there's a hub that's slowing things down or... So, Printingstein. I was sick earlier this week, and now there's probably a combination of that and some noise canceling going on because I'm running a portable air conditioning unit right next to me. Gary, thanks for becoming a member. Good morning, Maker Source. Okay, so we need these and a bunch of heat set inserts. Few heat set inserts. John, member for 2 months. Hi, Steve. Wife and I celebrating our 23rd anniversary. Congratulations. That's a long time. Congratulations. My wife and I, we have our 20th coming up in September. Hi, Tiny. What are we doing today? We're installing Stealth Burner, and then we are going to install Klicky probe. And right now I'm going to let Charlie in. Come on. Nope. And I open the door and he starts walking the other way. It's like, nope, you're getting in here. You scratched on the door, you get to come in. Tell her she has our condolences. 35 years in September, Honored Twig. That's awesome. 18 years for pushing plastic. We got a lot of folks here with long marriages. That's good. Hi, Latine. Celebrating our 6th in September. Awesome. 16th, 21. Okay. These extra 2 heat sets here are for a built-in input shaper resonance testing mount. Mounts to the back here. Oh, you couldn't see any of that. Oh well. We either see the tool head on the Trident or we see the desk surface. You get to choose. The big 40 in September, Bill. I think you got us all beat there. Hey, Sanity. Welcome. UPS driver told me that they were delaying shipment till till full trucks. Okay. Because of cost of fuel, I get it. Ooh. Hey, Jared. Welcome. You didn't miss too much. And I feel like I'm a little bit slow today. A little extra slow. We're gonna pull this thing apart. There. Just so you can actually see what I'm doing here on the bench. Go here. Morning, Par. Here I see a lot of e-bikes on the road. I'm seeing a ton of e-bikes out there now. And I like the idea of e-bikes and the enabling of more people to be able to get out and stuff like that. What I don't like are the idiots who decide that it's okay to go full speed on those down the sidewalk without letting anybody know that they're coming. And that's become an epidemic around here. They're on the recreation trails and in downtown, like, pedestrian areas, and just being absolute assholes on e-bikes, making it a really bad name for everybody who has a good use for them and a respectful use for them. Sorry, little rant. That's one. You're not gonna get a hot take from me on too many things, but that's one that I spend a bit of time on my bike and walking around a city downtown area, and it's ridiculous. And it is bikes in general, Jared, but e-bikes are the next level because you don't have to put any effort to go 20 miles an hour on those. And that's fatal speeds. Hey, Johan. Tracy, any updates on the members only stream? Yeah, and I have a pretty good idea what I'm gonna do, but we'll talk about it when we start it. I think I've got a good plan. One of my friends is a patrol on the trails and he is stopping some of the fast riders. That's something I don't see at all around here, is any enforcement of that. I would feel much better about it if we had some level of enforcement going on around here. It's illegal to ride bikes on New York City streets, but they still do it. Yeah. It's illegal to ride on the sidewalk around here, and CHP downtown, California Highway Patrol, rides their bikes all along the sidewalk, setting the perfect example. That was sarcasm. What do we got? Carry sticks on a backpack and toss strategically. Yeah. Music died? Music died. It did die. What happened? Play. Okay. Let me reload. Let me reload. Speedy, you're absolutely right. I would never even think about doing that. Well, no, I take that back. I think about it all the time. I would never actually do it. Let's try this again. Music should be back. Derek, $5. Hey, Steve, thanks for the content. Trying to catch up with you while driving down to Yosemite. Oh, have fun. I have never been to Yosemite. I'd like to go sometime, but I have not been. Okay, so tool head. That doesn't take much to install. Let's take the 4010 fan out of here. And we're going to install, so the LDO kit comes with pre-soldered LED wiring. Be careful not to bend these too much, but I'm gonna have to bend them into place a little bit. Path I ride has its own street pass like I would in a car, but only really call out I'm coming if people are blocking. Oh yeah. I mean, you have to use common sense, but most people who are on those aren't bothering letting anybody know. Printed out the diffuser stuff in clear PETG and the little light blocker in just black ABS. Now what I'm going to do is deburr the edge of this because there's a little bit of elephant's foot. So I'm going to find where I put my X-Acto knife and just very gently scrape around the edges of this. Just sliding the side of the blade against the corner of the plastic. Steve, are you a textured build plate or a smooth build plate person? Textured for sure. Degree of texture is very important to me. I like very light textures, and I like the satin finish, like from the OSEC plate. I don't like rough textures like some of the generic plates out there that are really rough. Honored Twig, what Ptfe trick you're referring to? Stay tuned. We're gonna do that on here. You mentioned you used an energetic 3D in the past. Do you still use that? So I don't have any actual energetic 3D plates. Now I don't know for sure who makes the LDO plates, if they're energetic or not, but the ones that I do have are of the finer, they seem to be of the finer texture versions. And I'm gonna take this little light diffuser and I'm gonna, just so I don't risk breaking it, I'm gonna very gently cut the bridges here with an X-Acto knife. Because I don't want to have to reprint that on stream. Hey, Keller Prince, welcome. Okay, so this piece here is just the first LED holder. I'm gonna swapping glasses a lot, but making sure that our wires here are going off in reasonable directions, coming basically straight up off the LED. And this just slips up into there like that. The logo diffuser pops into the light blocker piece. And I've got something, on here that's keeping me from putting it in all the way. Shush. Try that again. There we go. So that goes in there. And then this goes up inside of here and gets pressed down into the cavity there. Then this should slide right in like that. Now we start working our way around and taking the, oops, got to pull the bridges, the sacrificial bridges here out, cut those out so we have a spot to put the wires. Same thing down here. Okay, now we just kind of work our way around, getting all the wires into place. That one. I like to bend these this way. Up in there. This one goes across through this channel. Then a little screwdriver to make sure all these wires are way down in that track. Just like that. Pre-wired ones from KB3D. I have a few of those. They're pretty well done. Produce section. Is this carrot genetically modified? No, why do you ask? Why do you ask? Oh, I was not caught up. AZ Drone Dude, Arizona Drone Dude, thanks for becoming a member. Hi, Adam S. You looking forward to your Trident? Ooh, hot chocolate. Aside from the hot part, sounds good. The toolhead LEDs always look very bright on stream. The cameras really pick them up. It's really difficult to get the colors out of them. When you look at them in person, they're much better. Okay, so we are going to rebend these wires a little bit. I'm going to put this in right like this. And I am going to need to step away for a second because I didn't close my gate right on the other side of this wall, and it slammed a few times while I've been sitting here. So give me a second. Let me go close that gate. Okay, I'm back. That was gonna drive me nuts. Catch back up. It's 105 where you are? Yeah, that's not comfortable. Killer Prince, 2 months member. What's the next project, Steve? We got to finish up the ERCF. I'm hoping that doesn't take too many streams to do so. Got a wire here that's being particularly annoying. So put a opposite bend in that. There we go. That's better. ERCF is next. I'm possibly going to try to make some progress on it next weekend, the Sunday before MRRF. Okay, so that's those. And then probably the ender to switch wire conversion. You're funny, Brian. Would be pretty important for those who are thinking to embark on that journey. So if you're interested in the ender to switch wire conversion, so there isn't going to be any critical information here, but we are going to do some prep for it in the members only stream. So Martin Tuck, $10. Thanks for your vids. I got my first Voron up and going. Also, what year and mods are on the STI? I have a 2020 limited blue with gold wheels, full bolt-ons running E85. Mine is a 2019, not a limited. I didn't want a sunroof, but it is full bolt-ons running E85. Puts 410 horsepower to the wheels. Dyno tuned, not just guessed numbers. And that's on a Mustang dyno. So anybody who knows what all of that means. You want to know what else drives me nuts? The wheel in my belt buckle. This wheel in your belt buckle. Okay. Does RCF even get enraged, or is he a chill dude? RCF is very chill. Frank Thompson, sorry for the off-topic question, but just followed your method on greasing my MGN rails. The grease rails feel dampened a bit when I move them back and forth. Is this normal? Absolutely. That's fine. They don't need to drop on their own weight, as long as they're smooth. Hey, Melting SP. Okay, fan. So now we're gonna put this fan in. Now keep moving. So there will be nothing, you won't miss out on anything in the ender to switch wire conversion as far as the conversion goes. We're gonna do some prep work for it that will still be covered in the build. So it's not, and that stream will end up going public at some point. So I don't want to force people or feel like I'm forcing people to become members, because that's not the intent. Oh, here's something I want to do before I put this in. I always like to super glue the exit wires on these 5015 fans, because they do this. They fall out of that little strain relief spot. So I'm gonna sneak it back in there. And additionally, add a little drop of super glue just to hold things in place. A little activator so we don't have to wait for that. Learned so much from you, Steve. Greatly thankful for your membership, mentorship on everything. Thank you. Appreciate that. GDS time, GDS slime, GD slime. My V0 turned me off to that company. So what was the issue you were having, Dead Bob? Were you having fans failing or fans stop working when it gets hot? What's the, I have no tie to GDS time, whatever, however you say their name. Just curious what turned you off of them. Dinosaur, member for 2 months. Hi, Super Smash Ryolo. Did you catch or buy any of the Polymaker Voron ABS ASA coupon yesterday? I did. I ordered 1 roll of ASA, the gray, so I wanted to directly compare it to the gray ABS that I printed the LDO 2.4 kit in. So I ordered 1 roll of gray ASA to check it out. Free, thanks for gifting 5 memberships. Looks like they were all given out too. Is the Trident an upgraded switch wire? Not at all. A Trident is very similar to a Voron 2. It just uses a fixed gantry and moving bed instead of a fixed bed and moving gantry on the 2.4. Otherwise, they're very similar. Performance, everything. John Klopp, Polymaker posted on their Discord and then on a bunch of other Discords about a 30-minute 50% off sale they did yesterday. And then on my V0, the GDS part cooling fan kept dying due to overheating. So the part cooling fans, you're right, but I don't know. They have a, don't they have a thermal shutoff circuit in them, Tetsu? I'm curious what fans you're using that don't do that. The fan saver mod, whatever the little shroud thing, did work for me. I printed it in polycarbonate though. Okay, so that is, there's a couple of screws to hold that in, and that's pretty much done. So let's get to the next fun part, running the LED wiring. US only though, that's right, it was US only. So somebody at LDO got really overzealous with the wire wrap twister. They twisted that thing into a knot. I mean, honestly, I should just cut it. Freak, no giveaway this week. No, the big giveaway last week was the end of that round. If you want to let the crowd know, Polyam will do another 30-minute discount for the same material next Saturday noonish, but posted on the VZBot Discord. Okay, so if you're interested in that, jump on the VZBot Discord and keep an eye out for it around noon. Around noon, what time zone though? That's not right. You're right. It's not right. Or is it cannot? Like, is it Knipex? Or is it Nipex? I haven't found any small fans with compatible temperature ranges. They all die from ambient heat. Yeah. What's the Voron Trident beta? So this is a, well, this is not a Voron Trident beta. This is a beta of the LDO kit of the Voron Trident. Voron Trident hasn't changed since the latest release. What is the green color in the parts tray under desk? This is candy green from Sparta ABS. Go. What time were you planning on doing a meetup for Murph? I think the whole thing is going to be a meetup. Knipex. Knipex. We're going to go through this again. Okay. I was looking forward to meeting you at Murph, but it's just not in the cards this year. I'm planning on going as long as I can. So, hi, John. Okay, we need to run these wires. So let me get these printed parts up off the build plate. We're already an hour in. We'll see how far we can get today. We'll get as far as we can, and then I'll finish it off because it's got to get packaged up and out of here. What did Steve meet up at Murph be called a Smurf? Well, I mean, blue, right? Okay, so we are gonna try to use the Ptfe tube method to run these wires. The only hiccup in this is that we have pre-crimped ends on here. So that means we'll have to run one wire at a time. But the idea is, preferably you take the 3mm inner diameter, some spare Ptfe tubing, and you can run this through the chain. How far back am I? And then bend this around, and you can go the rest of the way just like this. Just keep pushing it through. We don't have, let's see. Let's break out the tower of spools again. And someone asked last stream, and I missed the question, who makes a red spool? It's Atomic. When you buy their carbon fiber stuff or stuff like that, it comes in on or at some point, it did or still does come with a red spool. That's not right. This camera's not working. Also, the Klicky NG, I still had to use some JB weld. One of the back probe magnet kept flying out. Okay. Let me check to see what's going on with this camera. Where is its wires? Plugged in. Let's try that. Give me a second. There we go. I don't know if this is any better. Charlie, are we gonna play this game all stream? Gotta find the end of the there we go. Sometimes you have to kind of manipulate the wires around so that the end of the Ptfe comes out like that. Charlie here. Did the cable come out when Charlie knocked it over? No, I think everything is related to the power outage. I probably should have powered this whole system down. This camera is plugged into my Thunderbolt dock, and just reactivating it in OBS took care of it. This is a used Ptfe tube, so the end is kind of mangled, so I'm going to just cut a bit off the end. Now try put this in. It's still not going in, so I may not. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears here. I have no problems with crimping these. I'm going to cut the ends off here to make this a little easier. And not stall, not hold up the project. But we can only fit one wire in here at a time. So we're going to... Bill Brothers, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. So now we're just going to run this through. Till we see it on the other end. Saw it come through there. Now we're gonna have to, now we have to run this thing through every time. Three times to do this, but that's one. We're gonna end up with a little tangle of wires here, but that's okay. Now we run this through again. Let's take that over, off to the side. And go for round 2. Now I was shown this method by Wiley on the team. I'm sure other people have done it as well, but I definitely thank Wiley for showing me how well this works. Trident is such a tall printer. It's hard to get up here and see. We're using FEP, Ptfe wires here, or silicone. It's all Ptfe or equivalent. The other thing we could do, since we're right here, is it this side or is it this side? Since we made it most of the way through, we can pop the chain open right along here. That through, and now get the next wire. Now I don't want this to become a super tangled mess, so let me clean this up a little bit because it's rapidly getting there. Sorry, Steve, I'm dropping the stream to go watch the Xbox showcase. I'll be back later. See y'all. See ya. What size Trident are you building? This is a 300 cube Trident. So this is one thing that LDO decided to do to differentiate their kit, is to make the 300 size they're doing a 300 by 300 by 300. That's just an LDO thing. It's not a Trident spec thing. Okay. These are all appropriately detangled now. Set this over here. This right here. And now we do it again. But this will be a little easier next time since I have part of it open. Is PC appropriate to print Voron parts, and does a heated chamber help? A heated chamber absolutely helps. I would not use PC for all the pieces. I'd print maybe the tool head in PC if you feel you need to. But the problem with PC is it can get brittle over time. Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. Will not tape to the wires to the other end to pull them at the same time, because this Ptfe wire and Ptfe tube, the tape tends to slip right off. That's a recipe for quick frustration. I think the trick was opening up these last ones, because look how much easier that was. Once you have one wire through, you can tape 2 or 3 wires to it. These Ptfe wires don't like tape. There we go. Once I got these top ones opened up, that was way easier. Now we just grab all of these coming from down here. All lined up and straight, and then we can close it up. Have you checked that you do actually get a full 300Z? I ask because I have some helmets that require it. So I believe that we're within, like, well, we'll check. If I can't check today, remind me and I'll check before I send this on. Okay, now I want to, let's see if we get this. I want to figure out how much wire I want. I probably want that thing to sit somewhere around here. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna grab a zip tie from wherever I put my zip ties. If we don't get to checking the Z height on this today, remind me, and I'll do it off camera. Where are the zip ties? Such a simple thing to not know where they went. Where did I put those? Grab one out of here. Which part of the tool head would you recommend to print in PC? This would be the only part I would worry about. Zip files are in your off, bro. Ha ha ha. There we go. Just a little bit. What have I missed? We're just running wires. Now we're gonna run these through. Let's move this out of the way. That goes right there. Let's pull just a little bit. Let's try that. Run zip tie through here. I'm gonna come back and clean up these zip ties because I'm just stacking zip ties on top of each other. I need to redo this one because I need to make sure that I'm putting this in about the middle of its travel as well there. So right about here. That's gonna go there. We'll redo that, and then we're gonna do the same thing through this chain. So we'll do the same trick with opening up the first few of these just to make it easier. So I'll do like that. And maybe we can go back to the main camera for this. There we go. Ricky B, thanks for becoming a member. Go. Let's see something. Can we fit 2 of these in here? I absolutely cannot see anything up close anymore. Nope, we can't. I can't fit 2 in, so. Grab one at a time again. There's one. Goes right there. Two. There. And 3. And 3. For some reason, I always think of Captain Caveman when you see this stream. I remember Captain Caveman. Okay, let's get all of these lined up. Same length. Work our way through. Work our way through and close these up. Now we got to work through all these zip ties and get it all together. James, last time I got an eye exam, they recommended trifocals. I said no thanks. I like not running into things. So they've talked about bifocals, and I would rather swap glasses. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. Let me spend half a second looking for they've got to be right here. The longer zip ties that came with the kit, because these short zip ties are a little more difficult to work with. I just had them. Yesterday. Not under the printer, are they? They're not here. I know where they are. I'll be right back. I know where they are. Hey, Rock is Life. There we go. These longer zip ties that come in the kits are nice. Long, but small and thin. So how many extra wires are you running right now? 3. 1 for power, 1 for ground, 1 for data for the Neopixel. I'll say it again, shush. Got those two are kind of a pain in the neck to get to. I don't know how I can better do this, so I think I'm just gonna have to do it. Old zip ties out. Go. Make sure we actually grab the new wires and not waste all this effort. Tighten that one yet. Go. New wires. And make sure they run along with the rest of them. We can cinch these up. Perfect. These can come through here. Clean these two up. There we go. Should have just gone can board. Only 4 wires and that's everything you need. Yep, I'm gonna play with some can stuff on the stream eventually. Yeah, I'll be running at some point. I've got a pretty ambitious list of projects, and it's starting to get a little overwhelming in what I want to do, which is good because I feel like I've had someone comment that now that you're doing content, you're a slave to that content, right? And wanting to do things and whatever. But I look at it a little different way. Without having this excuse of doing content, I wouldn't do nearly as much as what I'm doing right now. I get it motivates me to get to projects instead of just letting them sit stale and eventually get to type stuff. So, but at the same time, I'm running into all these things I want to do, and suddenly I'm booked out for months. And if something comes up in between, when do I do it? When do I do the small projects or the one stream type projects, when I have whole builds that I want to do. Okay, clean all of these up. That is good. And I think we're gonna have to pull the back panel off really to get it run down the, didn't really want to take the back panel off. I'm gonna just zip tie this to the side of the, I'm gonna zip tie this to the side of this coming down here. Before I send it off to Murph, I'll tuck it into that sleeve, but for right now, I'm just gonna stake it to the side of that. My only frustration with the Voron Trident is the channel the end stop pod wires go in at the end of the X-axis. They always try to escape. Yeah, make sure it's kind of tight. One thing you can do, one thing you can try, let me see if I can get a view at this. It might be easier to go lower. There we go. Maybe even lower. Where this wire comes up, this is what you're talking about. And I'm just gonna do shaky cam, move around this way. Try to take these wires to the back side of your bundle going here, so it kind of pulls it into this channel here, and see how that helps for you. These are laying okay, but try to run those, maybe loop them back behind this bundle of wire and then go up through this, through the XY bridge. See if that helps. You have a fly SHT. What an unfortunate name, right? A fly SHT. But you like it? That's good. Patrick, members only stream. Make it a single video project, then you get a small project done each month. It's possible. I know what I'm doing this coming stream at this point. I hope it works out, but that's what it's for. We're gonna try. We're gonna experiment. So I'm just gonna lightly run these through here because I do want to get this done today. And these are black wires, so it's not really gonna be noticeable, but I will tuck them in before I send it off to Murph. I'm gonna add straps to the Trident and make it so you carry on luggage at Murph. I put it on my backpack. And also, welcome, Nerkio. How you doing? I assume you're feeling better? It's been a good bit now, right? Okay. I'm gonna tuck all these in and figure out where they go on the bottom. One more zip tie. There we go. All this stuff out of the way. Got tool head and All that. We can install that. Let's do that right now. Let's install the tool head. Tool head snaps. Oh, make sure the wires are going over this way. That's there. We're all better after infecting the whole family. Yeah. Glad everybody's better. I'm gonna be staring right at that cable chain. We can go out here. There we go. I don't know if that's going to be a great idea right there. I'm going to bend these a little different way. Go back the other way. There we go. Oh, nice view of my finger. That guy goes right there. Now, I need to figure out how all these wires are going to tuck through here and not get away. So this goes on here. This comes out, and this comes out. Something like this. Let's take this under. This is the part cooling fan. Maybe we can go right like this from the top. Something like that, so that just goes there. Hot end fan goes there. Then we need a couple of longer screws. Fasteners, I think I need 20 millimeters. Go. You can use a square motor on CW2. No, not currently. There hasn't been any work to make that happen, but I think it should be possible. I'm not positive though. Oh, there's something about these. I don't know why LDO did this, but you see the tabs on that. This is a panel mount connector. I'm gonna make it a not panel mount connector. I just snipping those off. I'm not sure why they did that, but at this point, sneak that in there. And hopefully, oh, and then we need to relocate this mounting hole to the other. Little go. Mounting the PCB. Can't actually see what I'm doing. Yep, I'm in the Sacramento area. There's a little PCB spacer on the back here, and I'm just trying to find where it is. It's my flashlight. I think it's pointing too far down. Stack up of parts here. It's kind of fun to get right. Let's try that. Oop. There we go. Got it in there. Now the other one needs to come out. Because that's where the new cover goes, which means that's going to need to move out of the way. Then this guy goes on. And there is no way that's going on as it is. So let me come back to that. Oh, that's tight. Would you be consider getting a set of those precision drivers a good investment? Absolutely. I have them all from playing with RC cars, but they are so nice to have a good set of drivers. Okay, I'm gonna leave this right here. This needs some work. This probe wire, I need to figure out a better routing for it because I think it's pushing everything out too far. And there is not a lot of leeway there. So I'm gonna play with that later. Okay. let's turn this on its side and get the wiring in the deck done. Then we can move on to Klicky. I know I've missed quite a bit of chat, so if you didn't get a question answered, don't worry about reposting it. Feel free to. Do I still like and use the ES15 screwdriver? Yes. Yes, I do still use the ES15 screwdriver. Yes, I remember to use it all the time. And in situations where that would be the best use for it. Removing screws. Let's take that all the way off. So we have plenty of room here. And actually what I may do, like this. So now, so the problem is we are going, I think we're going to be able to reach it, but we're not going to be able to reach it and run through all of our nice cable management. They really need to, and I'm going to put this as feedback, they really need to extend some of these wires. I don't know. So here's why. I'm realizing now why. This is probably about 50 millimeters short of having enough slack there to hit, right? We got a 50 millimeter taller printer here. So I'll remind them that we need to add some length to the stealth burner, that they need to add some length to the stealth burner wires in order to accommodate that. Can we have an ES15 emoji? Does anybody have an ES15 icon? I'll add it as an emoji. That would be great. I have a bunch of ice, but not a lot of water left. Let me fill my water. Hold on. Oh, that's good. I said something very stupid there, so I just won't repeat it. You didn't hear it anyway. So we've got all the we have all the labels still on here. So I'm gonna extend these wires while we're here. I'm gonna extend them about about 2 or 3 inches. So let me grab some Ptfe wire. We're just gonna grab some black wire. What are these? What are these? Sure. Let's grab some of this. Let's go about yay much. These are all, interestingly, not the same length. Let's do that. And let's make sure I'm not going to short myself here. Oh yeah, that's plenty. A lot of this just guessing on wire lengths is just hold things in the general path and give yourself a little bit of leeway. Some lamp cord or Cat 6 cable or printer's gonna blush with the webcam up the skirt. We'll make it blush when we can light up the tool head. That's not good. I just pulled the wire through the insulation on that. I had the wrong. Used the wrong size. PF Dennis, thanks for gifting some memberships. There we go. All these. Okay. Hey, Papa Foxtrot. We are installing the Stealth Burner LEDs right now. We have the tool head all installed. So Rock is Life. Gifted memberships skip you is your account, what YouTube refers to as a branded account. Branded accounts are like aliases of your main account. Those aren't eligible for gifted memberships for some reason. Okay, to get my Yep. Hey, Scott. Yep, branded accounts are not eligible for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what the logic is. So this isn't ideal. I need to come up with a good soldering exhaust thing, but I have all kinds of moving air around me. I have a fan blowing from that direction. I've got a air conditioning unit blowing from this direction. And I'm holding my breath. Just don't inhale. Exactly. Oh, Sean Connolly, I missed an opportunity. I should have said caboodle. You're right. This is the caboodle. You know what? I was thinking about that, but I think my disruption this week and getting sick had me completely forget it. I missed that opportunity. Is the sound music or the mic off now? What's going on? What do we got? We are not getting music. Why does that keep stopping? It doesn't usually do this, and I'm not hitting anything. Music should be back. I did not set it to loop. Thank you. I did not set it to loop. You can't see a darn thing of what I'm doing. This is gonna fall right off, but I need more solder. There we go. Actually, why don't we do this way? Now what I'm looking for here is to make sure that I have a solder joint bonding the whole, the full length of bare wire there. It's shiny. There aren't any little flags pointing off. And that, it's not showing up great, but that's for what it is, for something that doesn't have to be strong, that just has to make a good electrical connection, that's a good joint right there. And we're gonna put some heat shrink on all of these. This one needs a little more solder. Same thing. Full contact with the solder. It's shiny, no flags, everything's straight. My welder soldering iron tips coming today. Been soldering with the heat set insert tool. Oh, that's not good. Don't do that. It's a terrible idea. You're soldering with one of these? I'm glad you got the right tool. Okay, I wonder, there's no chance that's slipping over that. So let me grab my heat shrink tube. Couple of pieces of small diameter black, and then I want a piece of, oops, piece of yellow. We'll use yellow instead of white. And a piece of, not it. Piece of red. Black. Lost that piece. Piece of red, red, shoot. There. 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 And I'll grab my heat gun. There. There. I don't know if this comes across, how loud it is, probably only when I talk. And then I'm using the colored heat shrink on the end just to mark the cables. So yellow for data, red for power. That's good. Where are we at? KB3D, welcome. You didn't hear it at all? That's good. So now, I have no idea why, but Big Tree Tech made the Neopixel port just a regular header. So it's a Dupont connector. Let Charlie in. So I gotta crimp a 3-pin Dupont connector. Today would be the change glasses drinking game day, I guess. So I don't have, these aren't the right crimp tool for Dupont connectors. For the wire connection, it's no problem. It's fine. On a Dupont connector, the insulation tangs go like this. So what I end up doing is grabbing the bigger wide side of my crimpers here, just so I can catch both of them and get them into place. And then I just progressively move down to just kind of form them into the insulation. And then you end up with a reasonable connection. Now the connector on there is signal in the middle, power and ground to each side. And there's no polarity on this thing, so you just have to be careful when you plug it in. So I'm just gonna plug this all in. And then that's why it's important to have our heat shrink labels here, so we know which side is power. And then we'll look up the pin diagram and figure out where exactly that plugs in. Gabriel, do you use a 100K resistor for LEDs? No, because first of all, it'd be 100 ohm. You don't want 100K for those. And it depends on the board whether you need it or not. If we do need it on this one, I'll add it. But for right now, I don't have it in there. I've only had to do it on one Octopus board. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Okay. Popping these Raceway covers off is just a matter of working your way along. One way or another. Sometimes it's easier one way than the other. There we go. Pop that off. And I think I'll just skip that and go straight into here. So this goes up through here. So we'll plug it in first. So we're gonna go, let's go over here. Hold on a second, because I lost everything. There we go. Had to fix that. We're gonna go BTT Octopus GitHub. Hardware and pin. Now, I already have the pin diagram downloaded. So let me open it here. Here we go. So it is 5 volts signal and ground. So 5 volts is closest to the end stop pins, and that's this J37 right here. It's just a 3-pin header. Closest to J27 is the 5 volt connector, and that's how I'm going to plug it in. So let's plug this in, turn it. 5 volts in like that, and then we're going to run it over and run it into the Raceway here. put all of this back up on there. And I did not have the power. There we go. Make sure that these plug in all the way. The power one was not plugged in all the way. There we go. Which ender to switch wire are you doing or have done? I haven't done any yet. I don't remember how to pronounce the version I'm doing. It seems to be the most common one that folks are using, and that's why I'm going with it. Before I forget, if you need more stuff to give away, hit up Polymaker. Mentioned it in our meeting. There's a meeting. I'm not sure I hit the thresholds yet for Polymaker. So, but that's okay. Polymaker seems like a really nice guy. Nick, he's so excited. I haven't been able to get on his Thursday stream for a couple of weeks, but I enjoy hanging out on there because he's just so excited. And I'm not at a point where I'm really going out and seeking stuff. I let it come to me, basically, because that's not really I'm here to just do my thing, and I'm open to any of that, but I'm not really actively pursuing most of it, if that makes sense. Oh, I don't know if there's a threshold. I kind of assume. So that's plugged in. There's nothing we need to do on the underside of the printer for Klicky. All the wiring is already at the tool head. Let's move on. For now, and then you will be pushing Kickstarter printers on stream. I don't remember what it was exactly. I had some Kickstarter offer come through, or someone email a Kickstarter offer. I think it was for a tool. I didn't pursue it, of course. What's your view on the new Kickstarter Carbon X1? I think it's really neat what they're doing with it. I'm curious how it's going to play out long term. I mean, that's just kind of my general idea. What kind of technology they're doing, how's that going to trickle down? Because if it stays within the X1, then whatever, I'm not gonna care about it too much. But how does it trickle out and down? So much cat hair. It's everywhere. Bill, I appreciate that. Thank you. Can you please explain the Nevermore filter and where it's meant to be mounted on the Trident? I assume the creator wants you to use the V1.8 version on the floor. Yeah, because I don't know how it's meant to be installed on the Trident. I've seen it installed and the extrusions pointing up here and back here. I think I've seen someone try to put it on the frame here. We're not gonna install it today because I didn't have time to print the parts and be really ready to do it. And we wouldn't have time today anyway. We only have 2 more hours. I'm taking a very long time with this and I do want to get Klicky on here. So. You put yours in the lower left corner. Charlie is sitting. Well, that doesn't help much. Charlie's sitting on the chair. In a very, very normal cat position. Are you doing the ender to switch wire that has the enclosure with it? I think it's possible to do an enclosure, but I'm not going to be doing an enclosure. We're going to have to take most of this apart in order to do Klicky. Let's get this hardware stuff done, and then we'll go through and do software. So, let me pull all these parts out for Klicky. We got parts for Klicky, and this is parts for Klicky NG and parts for normal Klicky. And then we have the little packet, the Klicky kit that comes in the kit. Good thing I didn't redo the probe wires. Oh, that's true. They're going to be out of the way. Mike, I have to keep grounding myself too. Where do I want this to be and what's realistic and what's actually, what do I want it to be? Because you do get caught up in things. So let's look at the documentation for Klicky. So, I mean, this is Klicky GitHub. This is the JLast1 Klicky probe. Oh, hey Zarp. So this is the Klicky probe GitHub. Lots of information here. We got probe options, we got regular Klicky, we got Klicky NG. And that's what I think we're gonna try. We're gonna see how this goes. Keep it real. I think more colors out there, more options is a good thing, Zombie. That brings up something that I've been wondering, is anyone in the Voron team working on adding strain gauges to the tool head for sensing the bed? There are lots of things being worked on. Not everything is ready for going out there. Finally upgrading my gantry from 2.4 to 2.4 R2. Your Voron guides did a good bit of quality of life improvement. Good job. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. Why not unclicky? Because I'm not prepared. I saw Klicky NG and not having to use glue was enough appeal to see if we can wing it. So, new enclosed magnet probe. It does not require glue to help prevent the magnets from coming loose. Magnets are also self-aligning. This approach only uses common and easy to source parts. So let's try it. Euclid looks to be the best probe design so far. I really like the Euclid hardware, for sure. I need to and I want to do an update on the Euclid stuff. I just haven't been able to fit it in and haven't been able to get prepped for it. So we printed out our last print last week. We printed out the dock stuff. We're gonna go a left mount dock, so it's wrong one. It's this setup here, and then the piece goes on the front. So let's go to the what is this? Oh, Klicky NG assembly instructions. Let's go here. Print settings. I printed all the parts. We have all of this. If I can, what are you doing with unsuccessful prints? You put them in the trash. Yeah, I used to keep a bunch just in case something came up that they could be used for, but it just got to be too much. Build process. So let's go here. So put 2 magnets on the Klicky probe V3 insert. So let's see. Klicky probe V3 insert. That must be this guy here. And make sure they have the same polarity. So we're going to pull out the ES15 PNG equals Discord. I don't get that. If you're using the 3mm magnet, they released an update just a few days ago. It was too tight before. None of my magnets, I went through and measured every magnet I could find, and I found one. I found one signal magnet that measured like 2.9 millimeters. Every other one was like 2.65. Almost, I mean, the average was 2.65 across a couple dozen that I measured. In fact, we can go here and we can $2.64. Schlopnet, gifted 10 memberships. Thank you. 2.61. Oh, you sent one on as a message on Discord. Thank you. I appreciate that. 2.65. And these are the magnets that came from LDO, but I have black and chrome or nickel plated generic ones from Amazon from 2 different boxes, and all of them are like 2.65 millimeters. So I didn't bother printing the 3mm stuff. Okay. We are going to put Mr. Jada D. Thank you for becoming a member. And I just lost one magnet to, there it is. So we're gonna put both of these magnets in the same orientation. So we'll take them off the same side. And how do you actually keep these? How do you actually, they like to stick together. So we'll let them stick together for a moment. When installing the MDW kinematic bed mounts on your Trident, how do you elevate the end stop? Running into that issue with the sex bolt. Well, with my end stop, I just cut a longer 5mm rod. For the sex bolt, I'm not sure. I'm hungry. I'm hungry too. Okay. Go back here. They're supposed to be 6x3, the 6mm diameter. Okay, and then we put one more magnet in here. Next, insert another magnet on the back groove of the Klicky NG Pro V3 body. In this image, all 3 magnets should have the same polarity. Okay. this printed like that. I'm gonna take just a little bit. So we've got parts that are probably gonna wanna fit together. The top surfaces, I like to take just a little bit of, and not enough to actually file away, but just enough to take any little bits of plastic that are sticking up out. So we're gonna go there. That probably doesn't matter. Just top surfaces. None of that matters. Okay. Ever look into the 3D printed Nerf blasters? I look at them and I think they're really awesome, and I haven't had any time to go through and try to print one or look into what it takes. Okay, so we're gonna put all these 3 magnets. I'm gonna grab 3 magnets. We're gonna get them all in the same orientation. So here, we're gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna grab a red Sharpie and we're gonna mark the top just a dot so I can, in case one goes flying, I don't have to worry about it too much. Whoop. So that should be the top of every one. So that goes in there. That magnet went in there with red up. And then what's the next part of the instructions? This is the first time I've done this, so. Now place the insert on the body, aligning the magnets and making sure the front of the magnets do not move out of place. So if this goes here, this is probably going to go like that. So that's going to end up like that with 2 magnets. So that forces those to go there, right like that. Now we're probably going to screw this together, I hope. Are Nerf guns permitted in Cali? Of course they are. I've got a whole pile of them. I have an 18-year-old son, and he not too long ago emptied out his room of all the Nerf stuff that I need to get rid of. So I got to hold all this together. I'll hold all this together with a little clamp right now while I grab the micro switch. And we're going to remove the lever on it. There we go. With a regulator. I had the coolest pneumatic Nerf gun. You pump it up with air, and it was a Nerf brand. It let off like 18 bullets in about 2 seconds. Insert the microswitch in its place. Secure the microswitch with 2 M2 by 10 screws. And it also pulls the 2 parts together. Okay, so this holds here. Oh, the switch screws hold the 2 parts together. That's neat. Okay, so this is like this. I'm keep holding these together because I don't want those magnets to pull out and have to deal with that. There's an arrow on the body there that points to where the actual switch contact should be. Oh. Like that. And then where's my, uh-oh. One and there's two. Now that should be held together now. Okay. Let's see if we got, I guess we'll test this when we get it all plugged in. How tight are those magnets to that? I guess they're not wiggling, so it should be okay, right? Can I ask why a Klicky probe and not the others? Because that's what the LDO kit comes with. That's why you've seen probably more Klicky content on here than like Euclid or other options. It's just because that's what LDO's included in these kits are the parts to do Klicky. My M2s never go in like that. They always strip the heads. Get a good quality driver. Good quality driver. And the screws might be decent. I bought a pack of black oxide self-tapping hex head screws and from Amazon, and they work well. Viking Cat chat messages don't show up in the live chat box, but show in the screen panel. Do you have top chat or live chat enabled? Which one? Regarding the Euclid and complexity of the macros for it compared to Klicky, not really. It's even simpler. I have one on my GitHub, my Euclid. Right. So that's what Euclid, I haven't been able to revisit it though. That's all. I'm not sure what's going on with chat. Okay, back to this. We secured that. Insert the back magnet and the probe is complete. So the back magnet goes in this little pocket in the back. That was a nice tight fit. I think it's okay. The magnet can hang out over there for now. And you guys can remind me where I put it when I can't find it later. Chat is broken. Okay, so now we're gonna cut 30 centimeters of wire in half to create two 15 centimeter probe wires. Sure. That's about right. Is that about 30 centimeters? It's a little longer, that's fine. There is a blocking feature. Is there a reason to choose Trident over 2.4? You will make me very happy if you serial a Trident. That would be a reason. It's a reason. Do you have Micron on your to-do list? I'm printing right now parts for my build, which is in progress. At some point, maybe, but Solid Fork is on my to-do list. Okay, 2 wires there. Remove 7 to 8 millimeters of insulation and rotate the core to prevent loose wires. They say 7 to 8 millimeters. That's like 30 millimeters of, of insulation. I'm not sure I like what they're doing here. I'm not sure I like what they're doing here. I don't like having so much bare wire up here above this piece. So how about making? Good enough reason. Intended to turn my V0.1 into a Tri-Zero. That'd be fun. I'm gonna read through the instructions here a bit to see what we have going on. I don't like this much bare wire sticking up the top. It's just ugly if nothing else. Put 2 magnets on top of the probe front magnets. Insert the correct front mount on the magnet so that they remain attracted to the probe. Is that what we have here? Trying to figure out what's going on. Hey, Jorg. I did heat shrink over that twisty piece, then a bigger heat shrink to combine the two. I designed my own version of Solid Fork. 3 Frog. Might be in the future of Doom. Nice. What is that they're showing right there? I don't get what they're showing. Oh, okay, I see. We're putting 2 magnets. We're just putting 2 magnets so that they fit right there like that. Okay. And then there's this piece here that goes right there. Is that what that does? That's this piece. And then that goes on and squeezes. Okay. Yep. So we'll go about 8 millimeters of bare wire. Twist it. And then that goes in here, and then just basically just bends back up into this gap, right? Is all it's doing. Why isn't that going in? Ah, we got a little bit of messy filament stuff in the way on this side. Okay. There we go. All the way up there and bend that back around. Now, what if I grab a zip tie, preemptively grab these here, kind of hold things together? Is that going to hurt anything? It should help me manage everything at least. So we've got these wires poking through the holes, and then up here where the magnets are going to contact them, I imagine. Hi, Stefan. There's a third magnet that... Okay, so I need 2 more M2 screws, M2 self-tappers. Let me find some in the box here. There they are. There's all the M2 self-tappers. Oh, did we figure out the Viking Cat chat issues? So this goes here, this goes here, which is basically just making sure that those are aligned properly. Oh, I hope this doesn't all just split apart. These are some thin parts right here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna modify what I did a little bit. I'm gonna pull this apart. So what's going on is they've got some extra gap in here for wire, I think. I'm gonna loop it back around so I get more wire contact in there. Oh, those go. So I'm gonna pull these out and pull a little bit of extra wire. I'm gonna strip a little bit of extra wire. There. There. A lot of tools of any kind of... Okay. Okay, now we'll pull these back through. Bend this around, and then I'm gonna loop it around. Loop it right back. I'll show you a close-up picture of what I'm doing here. There. Give me a second. There. So just a little extra wire there. I don't know if that's focusing. I've got the wrong glasses on. A little bit of extra wire there so that that goes there. So those go in there like that. Goes on like that. Quite a bit more finger gymnastics to assemble this version. And tight. I feel a little better about having more wire there to contact. I think it's good. Klicky NG, yep. So we joined them with an M2 screw. Oop, let's go back here. We did that. Now complete the remaining two to keep the front level. Okay. So these are the ones I'm a little afraid are gonna crack split the plastic, but let's find out. Let's just go nice and easy. Pay attention. And then these do not need to be tight. They just need to keep it together and keep it from rotating. And they didn't, the first one did not split the plastic, so we are good. Very thin, very delicate parts, but I'm reasonably pleased with that. There's probably another part that's going to go in here. Go back here. So we got those two in. Now another magnet, and we're going to respect the polarity again. So that one is going to go. So now paying attention to that third magnet, its polarity. Just to confirm we don't lose it, I'm going to put a little dot of Sharpie. And then tuck that into this little spot. Anyone else think the printed parts in the instructions look suspect? Well, there's a pretty wide range of usable parts. Respect the polarity. It says right here. I didn't coin that. Respecting its polarity. Put it into the mount back magnet socket. The mount is now assembled. The mount is now assembled? That's it? Is there another piece to this that I'm missing? I mean, am I missing something here? If that's okay. What am I missing? That doesn't seem okay. No. It doesn't grab it more back. Turn it around. No, it's not. The back piece on the lower part is not installed. Where does it tell me to install another piece? Is there another piece that I'm missing? I'm not okay with this as it is. I'm missing something. I've got to assume I'm missing something. But this is not okay. It has a U shape in the instructions where there is a top piece. Where is the top piece? Where am I missing it in these instructions? Your Klicky looks different from the one in my Trident. Are you using the correct top part? The lower piece has a black U shape around it. You're talking about this, but that doesn't matter. This is right. This is just the dock. This goes here. There's a magnet that goes in the back here to hold this in place. But once your tool head comes around and grabs this, that rocking there, that's not okay. There is a top piece with one screw hole to bolt to the probe. I have all of these extra pieces that I didn't just use that were in the downloads. The top part, third magnet is in there, but there's not, why is that third magnet even there? It's not really. There are no Trident specific parts with what we're dealing with right here. This is beta, remember. Please test and report, remember it's beta. Either the instructions aren't clear. Let's go back up to the top here. Required parts. If you want to reuse your old Klicky dock, it needs to use this setup for the back magnet. It will also be necessary to print the 2mm extender. I did that. I printed the 2mm extender. Probe insert, which we have. Probe body, which we have. And then the two parts for the mount. Klicky NG, here, let me see what you're talking about there. Let's go up to the STLs. Klicky NG ABSB mount front. Yeah. That's this part right here. That's that part. No, I wouldn't say it's no good. I would say we've either got a confusion in the instructions and what to print, or I feel like I'm missing something. I'm missing the top to the probe. Where do I get the top to the probe? Tell me which file to download. So probe insert. This is the, I've printed that. Oops, I'm not showing all this. Probe insert. There's a probe insert 3mm, but this gives a little more depth for 3mm magnets. Mine are not. Probe body. So this is if you have 3mm magnets. Mine are 2.65mm magnets. Is Joss here? I mean, if I simulate this coming in from the, and it just, in that action, it just flipped the magnet here around. In that action, I did a full rotation in that spot. I think this needs work. It does say it's beta. I took a chance. It says beta, I took a chance. I think this needs work. You sent me photos. Let me look. Yeah, this all looks right, but I'm not pleased with how unstable this is. There's no harm in continuing though, right? So let's continue. Let's just get it installed and see how it actually works. I don't like this, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work, right? So let's find out. I mean, the alternative is to start over and start building the old version, but we don't have time. We don't have time. It's okay. Hey, Torx Fighter. We're gonna insert a few more heat sets. Oop. I'm in soldering iron mode. Switch. Oop, and I am back up on the back magnet. I had to JB weld to not flip it. Hi, FDA VPOC. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna see how it actually works. I mean, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not gonna work, right? Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it won't work. And I reserve the right to change my opinion on it once I have it installed. So, I don't want to sugarcoat it. But I don't want to unnecessarily slam it either. So. Now I might have actually missed. Tool head carriage will keep the back magnet in place. I kind of figured, without actually looking to see where things line up, I kind of figured it would. They said it will be near the same price as the 2.4, and that's right. Now I feel like I might have missed a part. If we go through the, I might have actually missed a part, this part here. It's hard to tell, is that, if you want to reuse your old Klicky dock, it needs to use this setup. It will also be necessary to, it would also be necessary to print the 2mm extender. Now I printed this little extender, but it doesn't have the hole. Is that the extender, or is there a, oops. Did I miss a part? 2mm extender. I didn't see any other part that was that other part with the bigger hole in it though. Okay, well, let's move on. We have that heated up. Let's do some, well, might as well give a view of it. Heat set inserts. Oh boy, I forgot to change my temperature. I'm inserting heat sets at 600 degrees. That's why that sunk right in there. Let's let that cool down a little bit. I think the extender goes right here. And I need to straighten this one a little bit. There we go. And a couple of heat sets into this one. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. We'll go there or there. We'll put it there. Falkenstein, thanks for becoming a member. That goes there. Goes there. And then there'll be a spacer here, and I need to grab, I printed a few different of these docks. This is the old dock. This is the properly oriented dock. Then we need this guy in here. And just make sure I get the right magnet orientation. Something is keeping this from going in straight. There we go. That's kind of weird. I guess that's okay. Oh, Falkenstein, thanks for gifting memberships. And then we're probably, what are these 20mm screws? Yep, that'll do. Go through here, go through the 2mm spacer, and then into here. Just make sure everything kind of lines up. There we go. Let's see. No problem, Funkenstein. We're having fun, I'm having fun. As long as we're having fun, I'll keep doing them. Just making sure everything is kind of lined up before I mount it to the printer. So, get this out of the way, and we're gonna mount this guy. Up here. I'm gonna go right here and probably right about there. Get it off to the edge of the printer. Okay, it goes there. So where are the M5 peanuts? So what do you guys think? What's the chances I'm gonna actually be able to get this set up in the next hour? We're gonna try, but I'm just curious, what do you guys think? What do you folks think? $32.5 to 1. There we go. Oops. Got that guy installed. I guess I got two different shades on the, that's gonna bug me. I need one of those was not shiny enough. There, that's better, right? Dockside, dock, undock locations always seem to be the main issue. In CAD, only magnets are touching. Plastic does not touch anything. So at least as expected. 100.5% to account for some shrinkage in the odds, huh? Hey, Dark Neutrino. Okay, now we get to undo some of what we did before. On the tool head. Yes, I will definitely add a ES15 sticker. There we go. I like that the screen setup is different from the BTT Pi 5 screen. If you can link screen and mount, thanks. So this is the WaveShare 4.3 inch screen. It's the WaveShare 4.3 inch screen, and there is a mount linked on the LDO docks for it. Sorry, it was a bit late. Did you use the CW1 with Stealth Burner? Yes. So it's still CW1. Oh, and we got to pull a little bit more of this apart. We get to get rid of this thick wire there. When can we get Steve Build stickers for the sticker wall? That's a good question. I have no idea how to even get going on that and what to use and this is quite the pain. Clockwork 2 with its front loading screws here is infinitely better. Infinitely better. And I can't get the ES15 in here anyway. Okay, so now that comes out. By the way, see if any time range we can expect full release of Clockwork 2 and Stealth Burner. Plus 2 weeks. It won't be plus 2 weeks. It might be 2 weeks, but I don't have a time. And I honestly don't know when it's gonna be released. There isn't a set date. The final little polish manuals and stuff like that is being done. So, okay. This guy goes up in here and gets pressed all the way against the bottom of the carriage. So we want our wires to be long enough to go through here, and then come back around and plug into the tool headboard. Oh yeah, there's probably a lot of places that I can deal with for stickers. It's more what design, what everything. What the hell? There we go. Oh. Maybe Charlie emoji from Cat. Well, they have to be Charlie related. That's a for sure. Well, is there a question up here? Hi, Steve. Besides hardware differences, is it possible to use Euclid or Klicky with the same macros, just with some change in positions because of pickup and drop-off routine? Yeah, the the directions that they move for picking up, docking and undocking are different, but I believe you can adapt the same macros. Now, LDO includes some wiring for this, and it's pre-crimped and all that. The gauge wire that they use, it's not Ptfe insulated, and the insulation on it is really thick. I don't like it. I've told them this as feedback already. So that's why I grabbed my own wire and I'm crimping it here. Now, we're gonna use the old probe as a guide, and we want our Klicky probe to go between, it's written on here, we wanna go between 0 volts and output, so between blue and black. And it doesn't matter which, it just needs to go between them, and we can compare the connectors. So we want to go to these two side connectors like that. And that matches the blue and black on the probe. Stefan, got your PA06. PA06, is that these? I get confused. Yeah, the wire strippers, they are nice, I like them. Do you use any special glue or adhesive for prints sticking onto the bed? No, I use either purple glue stick or the stuff that have come with the Prusa stuff I've gotten. So Charlie would not have a builder or hard hat on. Charlie would have supervisor outfit. Okay, that magnet is still there. And then we are only gonna need maybe a couple of M3x12s to hold this on. So we're gonna go there and there. Need a Steve sticker that says Steve makes mistakes so I don't have to. Yes. Okay. So pressed all the way up against the bottom and just snug. Should be good there. All this coming out there, and tuck our belts back into their little spot. Now we need to get the carriage back on. Supervisor outfit with a walkie-talkie or a clipboard. Talking probes and inductive probe that's rated. Easter Bunny Charlie, yep. Oops, shoot. Okay, managed to get that on there without too much drama. Now we plug everything back in. That is nicely tucked out of the way now. Plenty of room for my Neopixel cable. I'll go in there, something like that. So let's put all this back on. I think that'll do without rubbing. That'll go there, that'll go there. Where'd my screws for this go? I think I dropped one. Ugh. Oh, there it is. Under the printer. Oh, there we go. Charlie sleeping in a Trident. Oh, and you're using Klicky and a toolhead PCB and an octopus. If so, does it require the BAT85 diode? It does not require it because we're not running any voltage through anything now. It's just a switch. But it doesn't matter if the diode's there. It'll still work. Thanks for going through the motor hold current the other week. Since changing, it stopped random diagonal layer shifts I've been fighting. Awesome. Did I miss something? Did you miss the Charlie cam? Charlie was on earlier. Someone suggested we set up a Charlie cam on the member stream. Okay, so let's see if we can fit this cover on now. What size screw do I need for this? Probably another 12 by 20. Nope, that's too long. Is that right? No, I think that's too short. Yeah, let's try this. So let's see. Hey, there we go. Got it on. Sweet. Hey, Mr. K. Hey, could you possibly share your printer configs on a members only stream? I don't need a members only stream for that. I can share them anywhere. That's fine. I just don't have a great place to put them right now. So let's get a little closer view of this. Oops, 2. So this is available out on the Voron user mods. Search for Wiley. So W-I-L-E, just search for that and you'll find it. Okay, so the last thing I want to do before plugging this in, maybe we can just hold this here, is I just want to manually move this into place, just slowly. Okay, it grabs it. The thing is a little high. Let me see if I can shift. Let's see if I can shift everything down a little bit. The dock seems a little high, so let's just loosen everything I can and see if I can shift everything down just a little bit. Even if it means angling this on the side over here just a little bit. Let's try that again. That's better. Okay. Let's power it on and see what we can do to get this progressing. Tiger, the wire cover looks bulky for my taste. They are very tumorous. That's true. But there's a tool headboard behind there, remember. There's only so much you can do with that. Okay, let's power it on and hope we don't have any smoke. This is CW01 with Stealth Burner, yes. Can a network bump or hiccup affect the print while it's printing? I don't think so. There's a pretty large buffer that that Clipper uses. And it doesn't need the network while it's printing anyway, so no. Speaking of motor stuff, does going 32 micro steps decrease torque? Yes. Suddenly developed extruder steps in a setup that has been working fine for several hundred hours. Yeah, I'd switch back to 16 for the extruder for sure. Is this probe secure once it's on the tool head, or does it still wobble? It's the same thing. It's not very secure. I'm just gonna see what it looks like, how it works in practice. Oh, loving the green gray color scheme in the background. Yeah, this is KVP graphite and then KVP super green. The set, I've got the other one. It's going to be the same graphite and then some orange. We haven't quite decided on which orange. Okay, this is powered on. Let's just for fun, because I didn't test it before, let's go to and test the conductivity on that. On that probe. So let's go to the machine and let's get rid of me for a minute and query our, we'll need to invert it, but let's find out. Oh, it's not making contact. We're not making contact. Oh, there it is. So that's not a good sign. Yep. I'm pressing, I'm messing with it and causing it to read triggered, but it's just sitting there and now triggered. Now, and I've let go and it's still marking triggered. This is the setup as I've assembled it, because I'm not ready to bash on this. The setup as I've assembled it is not reliable. Because it's reading open now. I press the button, it's triggered, but I let it go and it's open now. That's not good. Good thing about this type of setup is that because it's a normally closed switch, it won't home if it's not making good contact. So we're gonna keep going. I am going to swap this out for the normal Klicky setup before I send it off to Murph. That's decided. But for this, we're still okay. We'll keep going. We have 40 minutes until the stream's over. What would you guys like to see? Klicky setup or stealth burner setup? Because all we're doing is enabling the LEDs. Maybe we can just do that and make them light up to make sure they work. So let's go to, let's just go to my orange Trident and grab the this guy here. Let's just grab that code. Oops, that's not what I wanted. We don't need all of these. And I might have just commented out the stuff here. Yep, I did. Control/. Okay, save and restart. Let's see if it works. Should be able to see through there if it's working. Yeah. We got lights. They show up terribly on camera, but we got them. Oh, I can hide those from view? Hide backup files. You rock, Patrick. Thank you. Here, just to show people. If you go to the gear here, you can hide backup files. Okay, so those are working as expected. And they're working with the color I'm sending, which means I'm not going to need that 100 ohm resistor. That didn't take 40 minutes? Right, but we have Klicky to set up still. So let's go back to the Klicky GitHub. And we're going to go to the Clipper macros. Right? Does anyone know how to enable Hilbert curve on Cure? I have no idea if it's even there. So just a quick aside, if we go to the Voron Afterburner GitHub, and if you, right now, if you go to the Stealth Burner beta branch, you can go in here to grab the Stealth Burner LEDs macros, and this has all the stuff for changing colors during different things. So let's go back to Klicky, and there are a bunch of macros we're going to need. Okay, so the new version, they've separated out things to we've separated out things into different parts. So we want the bed mesh calibrate macro, and save this. And I'm going to put this in the Klicky folder here. And actually, why don't we just grab, let's just grab the Clipper macros.zip file so we can just grab all of them that we're going to need. Let's open this. We're going to need, let's go over here. We're going to need the bed mesh. We're going to need the macros, the probe, the variables, and the Z-tilt adjust, I think, are the ones we're going to want. So let's copy those to the Klicky folder here and replace that one, right? I don't think we need the specific. Yeah, there's nothing there. That was for if you had some specific case or something you needed. So let's go here and upload. The config files. Open. Can I do a bed mesh with inductive probe? T2? Yes, you can. Inductive probe works fine for a bed mesh. Will Mini Stealth Burner have LEDs? I don't know. I don't know if the final version will or not. There's not a lot of room in it. Okay, so let's go through these macros we just uploaded, okay? We have the Klicky macros. So this is all the stuff. The Klicky variables, which is where we set where our probe dock and all that kind of stuff, the locations are. So we're gonna edit this here in a bit. And where was the Klicky probe? Here we go. So this is the stuff that we're gonna need. We have the variables, we have the macros. We're gonna use the, I don't know if we actually need to use that because I don't use a bed mesh on these. So we're gonna do Z-tilt. And let's try to leave it at that. Okay, and save and close. And in our printer config, we need to include, and what was that called? That was called Klicky-probe.cfg. Jason, 1999, thank you. Is this Trident we plan to bring to MRRF? Absolutely it is. We have the box for it, and I have some packaging stuff for it, and we're gonna make it happen. Now we're gonna save and restart. Okay. So are we getting any errors or anything? No. Let's go back to Clipper macros. So these macros, we're not updating from an earlier version. We're doing a new installation. And the macros are currently separated by function. The remaining files, the helper files. This is a little table. This is kind of nice, having a table of what you need. So if I have a Trident, I don't know, I'm just unclear if I need the bed mesh calibrate. If I can get away without it, I will. So printer configuration, download the appropriate files. You could go here to get them. Check the Klicky probe config, remove or comment the macros that are not required. That's what we just did. And we're going to include klickyprobe.cfg. And that should be about it. So now we need to configure the location of the dock and get it going. Anyone will be at MRRF, LDO booth 5 to 6. Come to grab free t-shirt, awesome. And you're gonna raffle a V0.1 kit, that's cool. I think there was an earlier version, Kiloprints, that still needed the bed mesh defined, but I don't remember. That's why I was curious if it needed or not. Okay, so we're going to home X and Y. And now we need to figure out what the locations of all these things are. So I'm gonna go. So what I'm doing here is moving the printer around, and maybe we can get our stack of spools here for a better views here. Really, this is the view we're gonna want. That's really, really close on the X. Oops. I'm gonna jog this into place until the probe gets grabbed. And I think I'm I'm at max range on the X, but I think I could probably move the whole dock a hair that way, because I think we're off just a hair. We're at X0. So what I'm doing is I'm moving, using the control panel, I'm moving the tool head into position where it's grabbing the probe. Okay, we're gonna document, we're gonna record this value here in the coordinates so we can edit the Klicky variables, right? Hey, Joseph. Hey, BBs. What was the VT octopus.config? So Kelvin, what I did with this setup, which isn't normal, I don't recommend it, is I split off just the pin variables into the octopus file from the printer config. I had done that on my orange Trident, and when we were setting this up, I didn't have a example to config to go by, so I based it on that, and that's why it's this way. I don't recommend doing it because the big thing that it causes a problem with are the values that you update with save config, like your Z offset. If they don't exist in printer config, they exist in a different file, it doesn't update them correctly. So you need to do a little bit of extra moving things around before it works right. So all of this is okay, I think. So our max bed size here, we're gonna change. (300 by 300). If a separate Z end stop switch is in, our Z end stop, so we're gonna save this and close, and we're gonna open our printer config and come down here to the safe Z. Where was that? Is 172.305. 172.305. So 172.305. And then our dock location was, does it tell me where I'm at right now? What was that? 0x and 296y, I think. And then this is Z dock position -128 for a gantry or frame mount, and we have a frame mount. Thanks, Colin, for confirming that. And then I think this is all we have to do, right? Let's save and restart. And I've got a rogue. Oops. You know what I also forgot? Let's correct that before I forget. Again. I forgot to secure the tool head with the M3x50s. Well, I'd put these guys in here. And then just to tight. These don't need to be torqued down. And this is actually, I'd prefer not to use my ES15 on this because I don't want to crack the pieces. It's just to tight. There we go. Okay, let's see what this does. Let's home all. See you, Rick. Thanks for being here. We've got 22 minutes left on stream. Hey, I didn't know if there was a something mentioned before. Is there a way to? Oh, it grabbed the dock because I had it over there on the dock. There we go. Let me continue my thought. What is there a way to send to raid the other stream? Anybody know how to do that when we get to that point? Anyway, let's do what is it? I think there is a, we go to the console. Is there a probe dock command? No. What do they call them? Just pin it in chat? Oh, rate is still beta in YouTube, only some channels. I see. I'll let Charlie out. Go. Probe attach. Thank you. Let's see what it does. Nope, it's not probe attach. What is it? Let's look at the macros. Should be in your macros in the dash. That's true. Is it? Dock probe. Okay. Attach probe. Attach probe. Oh, it aired. Move out of range. Oh, what did I forget to? It says move out of range. Minus 1,000 to, oh, I must have edited the wrong. Let's go to machine and variables. Oh, dock move. That's right. We've got all these things. Dock move. Final toolhead movement to release the probe on the dock. It's a relative move. Now, they have some documentation over here that was, where was it? It was, I didn't set these values. Here it is. Not Euclid. I want the, oh, so here's some Euclid support information. That's nice to have. People that were asking about using these for Euclid, check it out. That's cool. Okay, dock move 40, 30, 0. Here, let's go back. It should be, nope, I didn't set it up here. What did I set it up on last? $40, 30, 0. Should I copy this right here? No, this was 30, 40. Is that right? Save and restart. Let's find out. Home all. And attach probe. What? It says move out of range minus 30? I'm missing something. Variable dock move, X is 30 and Y is 20. This has always tripped me up on this configuration. Where do we set these? Where does it talk about setting these? I had this happen, set the value negative. That doesn't seem right. I don't get it. Why is this not, why isn't there an example for their default configure? I tried to copy this setup right here. It's a relative move. Okay. So does this need to be negative? Your variable dock move is minus 40, okay. And what about an X? It should be plus, so we should be able to leave that, right? And try that. I don't know. Let's home it all. Try this again. I know it looks backwards. That's there's some, I'm either tired or could be some improvement in documentation there. Nope, it's trying to do a move out of range, minus 3296. I don't get this. I don't get it at all. What printer do I have this up and running on? I may have done this on the other Trident. Come on. No, what printer did I set it up on? Oh, okay. I did this recently on this printer. Do I have time? Let's see. Hi, Juan Carlos. Yours is 40 and 30. Well, what do you guys think I should do here? Mount should be on Y. Try rebooting. I have ran it. Oh, a reboot? Okay. I have this running on the green V2 right here. As soon as it boots up, I'll look at what values I used for that. I have the same offset dock, everything. Variable dock move X should be 40. Variable dock move X should be 40, okay? And this should be 0 still, right? And variable dock move attach move Y should be 30. Let's see how that compares to green V2. No, this is the other green. See, it's got a camera. Klicky variables. 40, 30. Let's try that. 40, 30. Save and restart. Everybody ready to go? Go pester Nero? Go see what he's got going on. Home all. Attach probe. There we go. Hey, I got it. I got it. Let's dock the probe. Looky there. It worked just in time. Let's do a Z-tilt. And it aired. So we're gonna chat for the rest of the stream. What it's probe triggered prior to movement. It's not making a good connection. The setup is not going to be what I'm going to keep on here, but it does work. I mean, the setup works. It's doing what it should do if it was making a good connection here at the dock. This is all has to do with trying out the next gen version, which is in beta. Something's going on with that. My assembly, my print parts, their design, their documentation, I don't know what it is. I'm not angry about it. It was cool to go through. This is the first time that I've installed it. So we will continue to monitor it, see what changes might be happening, see where it goes. But Patrick, this has nothing to do with whether it's inverted or not. When I was testing the end stops, it wasn't being consistent. So, and that's fine. It's not going to be a lot of effort to swap this out to a regular Klicky setup. I have all the parts printed already, and I'll just get everything moved over. So, but that's going to completely conclude the LDO build on my stream. This is going to get packaged up. I'm going to package it into this really cool, gigantic shipping container that arrived the other day. And it's going to go off to Murph. So, Brian just joined, so likely you have the magnets pressed too deep. I used some solder to raise the contact point to work. I don't know. They are 2.65 millimeter magnets, so there's another thing. Almost every magnet across several sources I've measured are 2.65 millimeters. I found one magnet that was 2.96 millimeters. So anyway, printer's going off to Murph. It's going to be at the LDO booth. I hope it makes it there okay. Coming up Saturday, members only stream. I have a plan. We'll see how it goes. Sunday, I will probably do what I can to make some progress on the ERCF build. And most of that is around getting the switch wire ready to accept it. So, and then I'm off to MRRF. I am so excited about that. It's gonna be a blast. So maybe fix it for next stream. I won't have the printer for next stream, Balin, but that's not the last time you're gonna see this type of setup from me. So, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to my trip. I'm glad I got sick last week because my anxiety level was through the roof on catching something before this trip. So I'm kind of glad I caught something beforehand. Anyway, I'll give you guys a little bit of time in between. Once again, thank you for those that joined, those that gifted subscriptions. Thanks for those that donated. Thanks for everyone who's here. Hopefully this wasn't too off. I know we kind of rushed through a few bits, but hopefully those are bits that you've seen me do before. So, and make sure you watch Obi-Wan. Yes. Yes, I will definitely continue to be careful, DJ Natty. I'm not assuming that I can't catch anything from here on. I did not get COVID, so I will definitely be isolating as much as possible, but it still makes me feel better that I caught something last week. And hopefully I'm not jinxing myself. So once again, thank you everybody. I will catch most of you on Saturday and hopefully the rest of you on Sunday. Have a good one. Bye.